Hello Rachel. Hi Joss. Do you know what? This is quite nerve-wracking really, isn't it? How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing in isolation and lockdown? Hope everybody's doing okay. Hello Led, Cosplay. Hey Alicia. So yeah, I'm just doing a live Q&A basically, taking over the Outlander Stars Instagram, and hopefully in the next sort of half an hour be able to answer questions you've got for me or about JQM, the legend that he is, and yeah, pretty much any questions that you want to ask. Sam Hewan, what's happening, Bert? How's it going, mate? Get a live request on, boyo. Let's sing you all happy birthday, shall we? Right then, let's have a little look. I'll just kick off with some questions then. Right, the first question is from Please Don't Change. What's your favourite scene in Outlander? Well, I am up to date. Obviously, I started watching it, must have been last year. I binge watched it and I absolutely loved it. Me and my fiancée Amy, it was one of those where I started watching it and then I was like phoning her every day. Please come home quickly from work so we can put Outlander on. And yeah, and it was quite weird then going in to work and working with everybody. But no, I don't know, my favourite scene... do you know what? I think my favourite scene... I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'll go with most recently. My favourite scene to shoot was the drinking game scene. Clearly because it did look like we were having so much fun, because we were having so much fun. So that would be my favourite scene in Outlander that I was in anyway. But yeah, it was great just working with all the cast there, Cesar, Lauren, David, Paul Donnelly, everybody was involved in that. It was great. And it was a night shoot as well, so we were there and we were like last up, and it was just, I think it was like 3 or 4 in the morning, so we were a bit delirious anyway, which sort of fed into the whole drunkenness of the scene, which was great. But no, it was great. It was a great scene to shoot, and yeah, that probably be my favourite scene ever. Wheels. Let's have a look. Another question. Well, we've got loads of questions, guys. Who is your favourite character? Who is your favourite character? That's a tough one. Do you know what? My favourite character, I think, would have to be... I'm going to say Lord John Grey. He's my favourite character. I just feel so sad for him every time he's on the screen, knowing what he's going through and what he had to go through. But he's always there in everybody's time of need. And plus David Berry's an absolute legend. So I'd say that Lord John Grey is my favourite character, and he's a very he's a gentleman and an upstanding citizen of the world. So yes, that would be my favourite character. Let's have a look at some other questions you've got. This is mad. I've never done an Instagram live before. It's crazy, man. You crazy, man. You crazy. That's a quote from a film Will Ferrell was in. Sorry, I'm just going off on tangents now. How is the home remodel coming along? It's coming. It is coming along. Bit off the subject of Outlander, but yeah, it's coming along. I'm basically just doing the DIY. It is my other half, my better half, that is choosing the styles and designing it all. I do argue a lot, and she hates me for it. She'll say something, I'll be like, no, that's not going to go there. But then I'll eventually give in, you know, happy wife, happy life and all that. And then when it is in situation, I'm actually like, okay, maybe you were right. So, but yeah, the home remodeling is going very well. Thank you. What else? Come to Russia. I wish I could go anywhere other than my house at the moment, but Russia is definitely on the cards. I'd love to go to St. Petersburg one day, definitely. Let's have a look. Were you honoured to be a new member of the Outlander Clan? Well, yeah, obviously, it's as an actor, you're honoured to be a part of any clan and any job and any TV series. But when I first came into Outlander in season 4, I was totally nervous after doing, you know, hearing about the show and joining in season 4. When you join something that's on season 4, you know it's going to be popular, it's going to be big, it's going to have a huge fan base. But the only fear then for an actor, obviously speaking for myself, is going into something that's already established family-wise with cast and crew. So it's always nerve-wracking, but, you know, like I've said before, that Sam and Katrina and the directors, everybody basically, they all are so friendly. It is one big family, and everybody does really love each other as much as they make out on social media. It's quite strange. But yeah, I was very honoured to be a part of the show, and I just feel incredibly lucky to have the opportunity to bring Diana's John Quincy Myers to life, and long may he continue. Wales! But yeah, I was very honoured to be a part, very lucky. Thank you very much for asking that. Right then, I'm struggling. Sorry guys, I'm on my phone and I've set it up so you can see me properly, but I'm trying to touch my screen very delicately so it doesn't fall over to read the questions. Oh, I've just read that one. See, there we go. There's the first hiccup. Whoops. Sorry, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of questions, guys. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get through them. Who's your favourite person to work with? Again, like I was just saying, it's everybody. It's great. It's great fun. And one of the things that I love, especially about the Outlander sets, is everybody has got a great sense of humour. And whenever there's always scenes that are really hard to play for actors, and you know, really sensitive subjects and whatever, and everybody is so professional. They treat those so with such sensitivity to get the job done, and to get such an honest performance and what the show deserves. But there is such a great humour on set all the time, which I'm sure you all know because you see all the behind the scenes stuff that we all post, and it's incredibly fun. So I don't really have a favourite person to work with, because I don't stop laughing every time I'm on set, whether I'm working with Sam or Kat or Tim or David or Lauren or Cesar, or everybody. It's always fun, you know. So I don't have any favourites. The whole cast and crew are my favourites. How's that for an answer? Sitting on the fence. I love the show. Thank you so much. We all do too. What's your favourite on-set snack? Look at me. Everything is my favourite. No, do you know what? It's really good on set. You can get whatever if you're like a health freak. Not a health freak, sorry, I shouldn't have said that then, but you know, like somebody who's really into their health and really fit, and you know, isn't a pig like me and doesn't watch what they eat, then there is an array of healthy snacks and bites that you can get on the Outlander set, from celery sticks to carrot sticks to hummus to protein bars to grenade bars. Sam brings a lot of grenade bars in and shares them out with everybody, and they're really nice actually. But you can also get, you know, toasties and cheese and ham melts and chocolate fudge brownies, and you know, so those sort of things. So whatever's on hand, basically, whatever's on hand is my favourite snack. But I do like a brownie, if I'm honest. Let's have a look. What was the biggest blooper on set? Well, I'm an absolute professional, so I take it very seriously. There was one scene actually in season 5, and I can't talk about it now because it's aired. So there was a very important and tragic ending of a character's life this season, one of a few, and when we took him into the tent, it was me and Sam carrying Duncan, and we barged through the tent because it's really heated, and Sam wants Claire to save Murta, and then Katrina is just looking at me in hysterics. The camera's over her shoulder shooting us, and her face is going red, tears in her eyes, and I'm just like looking as if to say, you know, what? And then I've looked behind me, my wig is hanging from the tent entrance, and the wig's come off. So that was quite. I don't know if it's going to be on camera or if it's going to be in the bloopers reel. I don't know if it caught it, but that was hilarious. I just remember us all being in fits of laughter then for about 5 minutes, and I think everybody had a turn of trying John Quincy Myers' wig on as well after that. So yeah, that was funny. You all liking that story, are you? Hello from Spain. Hello, Mengiron. So I don't speak Spanish. Sorry, just full of Will Ferrell quotes tonight. Hello from Israel. Brilliant. That's hilarious. It was hilarious. But yeah, let's get through some questions then. Hello from Greece. Hello there, Theodora. How are you? Hope you're okay in Greece. Hope you're okay in Ukraine. Let's have a look for some more questions. Oh, there we go. Just done that one. Oh, any other Outlander actor scheduled for your podcast? Such a great one with Sam and Kat. I don't really want to spend too much time talking about the podcast on this live, but Sam and Katrina were very, very nice to come on the show and give me and Sean Hawley, my co-host, their time. But yeah, the episodes are great, and everything Sam and Katrina do are pretty much good anyway. But who knows? There's a lot of people in the cast to get through, so if I can, I will try and get them all on the podcast for you guys, but I can't see why not either. Everybody helps each other out with all our little side things that we all do, so yeah, I don't see why anybody else can't come on the podcast. And thank you all for listening anyway. So yeah, what else? Let's have a look. By mistake, so sorry if I'm popping the same ones up twice. Oh, there's loads of accent ones. Can you do different accents? I just keep scrolling past them. I can do a few different accents, but I'm not going to because it's very embarrassing. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a nice one. What are your tips for surviving staying at home? Well, I think the first, obviously we're all in lockdown and it's all a bit scary and, you know, nobody knows what's going on. Sorry, I'm just checking on the pug. He's asleep on the sofa. Yeah, so I think the first couple of weeks I sort of nailed it. I threw myself into baking. Then I threw myself into learning a whole load of new songs on guitar and piano. And then the third and fourth week, sort of doing the DIY around the house. And there's only a few little bits left to do inside the house at the moment. So yeah, the last few days have been spent pretty much just lazing about, chilling. I know lots of people have been trying to learn new skills. I did say I was going to learn a new language. I can't even speak Welsh. I know, I'm the most passionate Welshman in the world, it seems, and I'm ashamed to say that I can't speak my own language. But I did say I was going to start learning Welsh, so maybe that's the next thing. But I guess just trying to keep yourself busy, stay in contact with your friends and family through things like Zoom and FaceTime and WhatsApp video call. It's really important. I think when we look back on this time, obviously will be remembered for the sacrificed, their lives and everything to keep us safe and look after people and help people get back to health, or to good health. But one of the other things that I think we'll look back on is, the world, not just UK or America. And I know there's lots of things in the press and in the news about people protesting and not doing the right thing and going out or whatever, but I really think it'll be a time to look back where we can say that for once, or for the first time in a long time, the world really connected and came together. And yeah, so I think it'll be it'll be remembered for that as well, which is a good thing. So I'm absolutely waffling now. I'm absolutely waffling. Kansas City, baby. Yeah, just to let everyone know, I had the pleasure of meeting a few of you, sorry, in Kansas last year. I got this hat. I am a massive cheesehead. I support the Packers. We were actually very fortunate enough to go and see the Chiefs, and they just happened to be playing the Packers, and I'd never been to an NFL game before in my life, so I was just like over the moon, best experience of my life. And then the Packers obviously beat the Chiefs, but then the Chiefs went on to win the Super Bowl, so you kind of got us there, didn't you? So yeah, so I am a Packers fan, but I'm Welsh, and red's my favourite colour, so... And all the Packers hats that I've got are winter hats, so the weather's turning now. So this is why I've got this hat on. Let's have a little look here. Some questions. Sorry, I just went blank there. I just totally forgot that I was on an Instagram Live. If you could play another Outlander character, who would you be? That's a good question. Do you know what? I would like to play... I don't know. I'd love to play Jamie Fraser, because I think Jamie Davis, a Welsh Outlander, maybe what would you call a Welsh Outlander, or a Welsh Highlander? I don't know, but yeah, Jamie Davis. No, I don't know. I'd like to play Graham McTavish's part. I guess that was a brilliant part, and Graham played it very, very well. And lucky again, I got to meet Graham even though we never worked together, different seasons. I got to meet him in Kansas last year, and what a bloke he was. He was absolutely brilliant. And I just think I didn't realise until I'd seen Outlander and I'd met him that I've seen him in so many other things, so many different movies. And I just think he's a phenomenal actor, very, very, very good actor. So yeah, I would aspire to play that role. That's what I would play. Mr. Mackenzie there. Right then. Are the fans overwhelming? No, I mean it's mad, it's crazy, but at the end of the day, what actors and creatives and you make things for fans, I suppose. It's for especially TV is made for viewers are the fans. So no, the fans aren't overwhelming. Every fan I've met in person has been very respectful, very nice, and the majority, obviously there's a small percentage of people that, we try and ignore, but I'm not going to give them any sort of airtime. But no, the fans are brilliant, and every new character I joined, and I was in 3 episodes in season 4, so I was only in season 4 very briefly. And the sort of love that I was shown just being associated with the show was incredible, and I never expected it. So the Outlander fandom is the best. Is the best, absolutely. But no, they're not overwhelming. They're all very sweet. Loads of Wales flags, Wales, Wales, Wales. Oh, sorry, but no, the Outlander fans are brilliant. Not overwhelming. Let's have a look. God, guys, got loads of questions. I thought I was going to be here on my own, just me and 6 people. How did you get started in acting? Oh, God. How long have you got? I don't know, really. There's nothing sort of dramatic about it. I left school. I was really good in the plays in my high school, or over here we call it comprehensive school in Wales. I always did that. I played rugby and didn't really go anywhere down that road, and then just sort of was like, kind of was a little bit of a rebel towards my sort of last couple of years in school, and didn't really do that well, or as well as I could have done, or so I was told, on my final exams. So I didn't really have any other options, so I just went to a college that sort of specialised in producing people that would go to great drama schools like the Royal Scottish Academy or the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland is called, sorry, that's where I trained, or RADA or Bristol Vic or Guildhall. So that was it. So I guess the long and short of it is I was always into performing from a very young age, and didn't really take anything else seriously. So that's the path I went down, and I've been very fortunate to have met and worked with the people that I have, and been involved with some of the projects that I have. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got involved in it. It was just something that I already did from a young age. Next question. Hello. Just do some shout outs now, because people are typing all the time and I haven't done any shout outs for anybody. I don't know. Yes, Sam did pop in. Shemai. Hello, Carly Lewis. Wales. Sam did pop in. I was hoping he'd pop up on the live or send a live video request, but we should be so lucky, shouldn't we? But yeah, I'll sing him happy birthday later. But yeah, how's it going? Hiya, Martha from Texas. Who did you go to RCS with? Paul Donnelly, Wales. What's happening, Paul, brother? Paul, guys, Paul is in the show. He plays Ronnie Sinclair. You'll notice Ronnie, he opened up the drinking game, and he's been there. He's like one of the main men of the militia, man. But yeah, what's happening, Paul? How's it going, pal? Missing you loads, mate. Hopefully see you again one day. Nirvana 12 Angel, say hi to me, please. Hi. Hi, Nirvana. Hi from Dallas, Texas. Hello, Amy Destar. Amy Destar 3. Hello from Arkansas. Do you know what? Speaking of Texas, I don't know. Obviously, in America, you all know Gordon Ramsay is. He's like, God. But he produces a TV show in Britain called Gordon, Gino and Fred, and it's basically Gordon Ramsay, Gino D'Acampo, an Italian chef or TV cook, and then Fred Ciru, who is owns restaurants and is like the head of house, or the maitre d', I guess what you would call it. I don't know. But anyway, he does that show. And this week's episode, they were all in. They were in Texas, and they saw some of the foods and some of the barbecue and the brisket and the ribs and stuff. And yeah, I'm a foodie, so it really, really made me want to visit Texas. But so yeah, maybe one day I'll get there. Right then, well, the questions have piled up again. I'm just gonna have a look at some. Let's have a look. Scrolling. Are you binge watching anything during quarantine? Do you know what? I never thought it'd be so hard answering questions, because I can talk for days, ask anyone. But when I read a question, I just totally go on the spot and freeze. I don't think I've binged watched anything because I've tried to keep myself busy. I've played Xbox a lot, which my better half hates. So I'm reliving my youth there. Kind of not, never really went away from it. But no, we haven't binge watched anything. I just started Ozark with Jason Bateman there. I think I've watched the first 4 episodes the other night, and I thought that was brilliant so far. So I'm definitely going to continue with that. So yeah, Ozark is a great one. What else have I watched? I'm a rugby boy as well, so I know not a lot of you know what rugby is. If you don't, it's like American football, except with no helmet and no pads and no protection. And it's continuous play. So yeah, it's brutal. It's equally as brutal. I love NFL and I love rugby, but I would say rugby is maybe a tad more brutal because, like I said, we don't have helmets. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of the British and Irish Lions documentaries again. So the British and Irish Lions are a rugby team that is made up from all the best players of the UK and Ireland, and they go on tour every 4 years to either New Zealand, South Africa or Australia, the 3 Southern Hemisphere teams who have always been at the top level. Nobody could ever beat them. So yeah, that they started making documentaries, so I've been watching a lot of those again recently. But yes, rugby is way better than football. I don't mean NFL, I mean football, soccer. I like soccer as well, but rugby is still better. So there, Wales, I said it. Sue me. Let's have a little look. Do you see any other actors from Outlander when you're not filming? I mean, if we're in the same town, like, you know, I know a lot of the cast live in London. A lot of them still live up in, or some of them still live up in Scotland. I moved from London. Must have been about 4 years ago now. I moved back. So when I left drama school in 2010, I moved to London and lived there then for about 6 years or so. So I moved back to Wales. So now I'm in Wales and I've just bought a house with my better half and settling. But yeah, I mean, if I'm in London, I've got plans to meet up with a few people when this is over that had to be postponed now. So, but yeah, it's very difficult as well because, you know, I know a lot of, like, some of the other cast members won't mind me saying this, but, you know, people are at different levels in their career. Like, you know, Sam and Kat, they're always very busy. Either they're doing a lot of press or other projects, or they're doing lots for charity. They're always busy. So, you know, it's, unless you're in the same place as they are and you happen to catch them where they've got half an hour, then you're not going to meet up with certain people. But yeah, it's quite difficult when people live all over the world really and stay in different places. But yeah, it would be nice to catch up with people because I missed the rap party this year as well. So I was a bit gutted. Gutted meaning sad. I was in Florida in Disney World while we had the season 5 rap party, and it looked like an absolute ball. So I was really upset about that. But hey ho, maybe there'll be another one for me in the future. Right then. Let's have a little look. Sorry guys, I'm taking so long these questions. I'm trying to touch the screen, and even though I've got huge fat sausage fingers, it won't click the questions. Can you say that Welsh town that has a really long name? I can say it. It goes Llanfair, Pwll Gwyngyll, Gwyngerell, Gwyndrabo, Llantysilio, Goch. Wales. And I think it means something like white tree upon the hill below the stream, or something like that. I know, see, I can't even speak Welsh, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, that's how it goes. In the train stations, they've actually got the signs. The signs are like super long as well because they've got the name written in Welsh there. Let's have a look. what is it like having a friendship with the Mohawk? I mean, that's a great question. That's the first question I've had for John Quincy Myers. Well, I mean, the way I've looked at it is, you know, with John Quincy Myers, he's a trader, he's a hunter-gatherer, so in those sort of positions, you're going to come across the Cherokee, the Mohawk. So I think he's quite a jovial, you know, friendly, happy to do anything for anybody, help people. The right people, obviously, you know, not any sort of baddies or evil people, but no, I think he learned a lot, especially when he entered in season 4, just to be able to give Jamie and Claire all that advice about how to approach the natives, and you know what they should do to not cause a fuss and to cause them any offence or anything. So yeah, but then obviously in real life, I did meet a couple of the actors, the native actors who were playing the Native Americans and the Cherokee, and I remember one day, it was like the last day of shooting. We had to go back and do some reshoots, and it was a beautiful day in June in Scotland, and we had quite a long drive from location back to Glasgow, where we were staying, and I was just so interested, and they told me so much about their heritage and where they came from, and it was just really, really interesting to listen to. So I don't think they were Mohawk, but I can say I've actually got some native friends, and they were incredible people. So yeah. What else? Let's have a look at some other questions. Who's your favourite band? See, now we're cooking. My favourite band of all time. Do you know what? I'm going to say Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac are my favourite band of all time, but I do love the Waterboys, only because I've always known a few of their songs. But recently, since we've been in isolation and doing lots of DIY, I've been going through different albums, and like music is like one of my first loves. It's my passion. I love writing, I love singing, I love playing, you know, covers or whatever it is. I just love music. If I didn't have music, I would be a horrible, horrible person. Yeah, the Waterboys. I've just spent the last 2 days listening to Fisherman's Blues album. I think it was 1983 maybe, or 1987. And it's a great album, and it's really folky, and some of the songs are just beautiful. So yeah, I would say Fleetwood Mac, and then a newly rated Waterboys for me. So yeah, that would be my favourite bands. Right then, let's have a look. What's a season you weren't a part of that you would have loved to have been in? Season 3, straight away, definitely. One, because I've heard all the stories about how beautiful it was when they went and filmed in South Africa. And 2, because the actual storylines were great, you know, having to go on ships and travel to the Caribbean, and the episode, I can't remember. I apologise to everybody who watches Outlander and has read the books, and anybody involved with Outlander. The episode with the coconut, and the guy with the coconut, and Katrina going there, or Claire Fraser going there, sorry. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. And Coco, is it Coco or Cuckoo? But yeah, that series was a brilliant series. And also, I just feel like, especially when they went into those sort of that big house with the couple of episodes later, with all the costumes were very good there, and very extravagant. So yeah, I thought I would like Father Fogden. That's him, Father Fogden. Sorry, my bad. Apologies. Yeah, he was absolutely brilliant. He was incredible. So yeah, that season 3 would have been the season that I would have liked to have been in. But anyway, I count my lucky stars that I've been in seasons 4 and 5. if you could travel, what time period would you visit? Now that isn't a question I can pin. I've just picked that up from everybody typing. If I could travel, well, the last 5 years as an actor, because of my beard, I've pretty much worked in the 1400s, the 1500s, the 1600s and the 1700s. So I would like to go back to maybe definitely. If I could go back to the 1930s, I would like to be born in the 1930s. So then that would make me, 10, 20. So I'd be like 20 years old, in my 20s for the 50s. Because I think the 50s were incredible. The golden age of cinema and music and rock and roll. So yeah, I think I'd go back to the 30s to be born, and then live my life from there to experience the 40s, 50s, 60s and 70s and all those, and the 80s I suppose, because hopefully I wouldn't have died by then, but all those decades for music have got a massive place in my heart. So yeah, hope that's a good answer to your question. What's your favourite place to visit in Scotland? Do you know what? Considering I lived in Glasgow for 3 years, this was way before I came to Outlander. I lived in Glasgow for 3 years, and I absolutely loved Scotland. I was so nervous. I just turned 18. I'm moving from my parents, and I'm a mummy's boy and a daddy's boy. I wasn't responsible. I was irresponsible, and then I had to go and move 580 miles up to the other end of the country from South Wales up to Glasgow in Scotland. But I loved it. It was great. And one of the places, I didn't go to parts of Scotland that I would have liked to have gone while I was there, but I used to go regularly to Loch Lomond, and it was beautiful. We went once fishing in the winter, and we got absolutely eaten alive by the midges. So then we made the decision never to go back then when it was raining and in the evening, but we went in the summer a few times, and it was great. It was beautiful. Anyone who's been to Loch Lomond knows as well, and jumping in the lake as well, or the loch, sorry, my bad. But yeah, so that was one of my favourite places to go in Scotland. Right guys, gonna do another 10 minutes and then we'll call it a day then, because I've got my little pug there. It's his bedtime, little Frank pug, and I'll have to take him up soon. He's starting to sleep through the night now. Wales. Right then, let's have a look. Quite sad actually, none of my castmates have tried to join my live. That's not fair. Where are you guys? You're leaving me on my own. Wales. Let's have a look at some more questions then. Sorry, I am trying to click. There we go. Whoops. Let's go. Do you know what? I'm going to answer this one because I see it all the time on social media. Do you like pineapple on your pizza? I am going to say yes. I love pineapple on my pizza. So I'm going to give you my Kyle Rees's perfect pizza topping. This is my go-to pizza topping. So it will be cheese, obviously tomato base, obviously cheese. Then we're going to get some pepperoni. We're going to get some black olives. We're going to get some pineapple. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have. Oh, and we're going to get some onions on there as well. So pepperoni, black olive, pineapple and onions. That is my go-to pizza topping. So yes, hell yes to the pineapples on the pizza. And anyone out there that doesn't like, and people say this about us who like pineapples on pizza, if somebody likes pineapple on their pizza, then they're a psychopath. I think it's the other way around, because I'm quite normal. But yeah, that's my go-to. I definitely eat pineapple on my pizzas. But that's the only place I eat it. I never eat pineapple otherwise, so maybe I should stop eating pizzas and eat some more fruit. Oh, God alive. Let's have a look. Can you sing us a song? No, I cannot sing you a song. because I wouldn't want to embarrass myself. But if you go to my Instagram, I have posted one that I did earlier on, so you can have a little listen to that, or just scroll down. There's probably loads on there that will bore you to death. Have you travelled Central America? I've been to Kansas. And that is it. I've never ever been anywhere else. But myself and my fiance, when she becomes my wife, scary, chills. No, we plan on. I love America for all the places, the history, and I'd love to do a cross country trip. So I think it hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think I might have talked her into our honeymoon being a cross country trip, starting on one coast, and then rented a big old RV, and then just driving for as long as we can take, and going to see all of the best places, all the places that I'd love to see, which is pretty much one place in every state. So there's going to be. I had somebody tried to call me there, I think. So yeah, no, I've been to Las Vegas. Loved Las Vegas. I've been to Florida a bunch of times. Where else have I been? And I've been to Kansas. I briefly stopped off in Detroit to catch another plane, and I briefly stopped in Atlanta. But as I was coming in, I tell you what, Atlanta looked really cool. As I was landing in, I could see the city there and the cityscape. That looked really awesome. So yeah, but yeah, I definitely will be planning on coming to America again. Let's have a look. Right, I'll do a couple more questions then, guys. I've answered that one. So sorry, I'm just scrolling. There's a lot of the same questions coming in. All right, I'm going to answer this one. Okay, cool. What's the character with the wardrobe that you like the most? I mean, obviously, Sam gets all the best clothes because he is Jamie Fraser, and also he fits in them. I don't fit in the best clothes, but not necessarily every guy in the show. I would like, to have had, boots, lovely, like smart boots, a nice long coat. I know my character. I love my character. I love his outfit, especially his sort of. There's a guy that you all say that I look like. Grizzly Adams, is it? With his hat, and I love my costume, but it would be nice to get done up all posh now and again. Wouldn't you like to see that? A dress to the T, John Quincy Myers with his little plait. So yeah, maybe I would just like to get some posh clothes and attend a function. So yeah. Let's have a look. What's the best part about working on Outlander? So many. Nah, I'm joking. It's no, there are so many. It's great. Sorry, there's the non-haircut hair and the giant spot. No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant show. It's really fun to shoot. There are difficult times. Where there's difficult situations to be in. We're out in the elements, in the wilderness in Scotland a lot of the time. Night shoots, they can be difficult, long and tiring. But, when you see everybody pulling together, and for me personally as well, as an actor, you get treated the best, you arrive last, you go home first. There's a lot of unsung people who work in TV and film. That should be, but I'm not discrediting actors at all, because I am an actor. What we do is important as well. But one of the things I love as well is just the banter, the friendships that you make on being a part of such a big family, and it is always. I don't think. I've had a day on set where at one or most of the day I wasn't just laughing all the time. So, you know, and I'm quite a homely person. I don't like traveling away from home. Like, I love my family, I love my fiance, whatever, but I don't like traveling away. I've very rarely toured as an actor. Like, you get theatre shows and toured. I've turned a couple down because I just don't like being away from home, unless it's for like a trip, which you're coming back in a week or so. But when I'm up there, I have had times at first where I was like, oh, I really, you know, really lonely, I really miss home or whatever. Because when you're working and you're up there as well, it's, you know, you've had sometimes 12, 14, 16 hour days sometimes, and by the time you get home, you're knackered. So no, it's not like, woohoo, spring break. After you shoot, everybody's out in the bar and getting drunk and going for parties or anything. They're long, hard working days. You get home, you're knackered, you just want to have a quick bite to eat and go to sleep because you're up really early in the chair the next morning. So, but yeah, so I really love working on Outlander. It's I'm just going on and on and on and on. So yeah, but right, I'll bring this 46 minutes. I'll bring this Q&A to a close now. I'll do a couple more. Oh, do you know what? I'll do an hour. Go on, stuff it. We're in isolation. I've got nothing else better to do. Frank's all right there, sleeping on the new sofa. Let's have a look. Let's do some more questions. Show us the pug. Oh, do you know what? I would show you the pug, but he's sleeping at the minute. Let me just... One sec. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can see him. Hey, buddy. Say hello. That is Frank the pug, everyone. Say hello, buddy. Oh, a tired pooch. He's a tired pooch. There we are. That is Frank the pug. So, there we are. He's gone straight back to sleep. So that's Frank. Frank's now famous, yeah. Right then. Best thing about rugby. Oh, I'm glad somebody asked a rugby question. The best thing about rugby is... rugby, because I've sort of grown up through rugby, played rugby. It's the relationships you build. It's not about the game. Well, it is about the game in some respects, obviously. But, you know, one of the long-standing traditions in rugby is, you know, what goes on this field stays on the field. So, you know, I've been in positions where I've been in on the pitch playing years ago, and I've seen it and I've heard it, because obviously I've got a lot of close friends who play rugby, and you can have an absolute war with one person on the pitch. And I mean, you can take chunks out of each other. You can tear each other to bits, hurt each other, punch, kick. And then you see that fella in the bar, and you've got a black eye from where he headbutted you in the ruck. And he's got a swollen lip from when you went to tackle him but punched him by mistake. And you just share a pint. You share a drink together. So I think rugby is definitely a sport that brings people together, and it's a family sport as well, you know, especially in Britain. It's I've been going to rugby clubs since I was born, basically. My dad used to play, my brother used to play, I used to play, so you sort of grow up through rugby clubs, and you know, it's a family sport. So, but yeah, so that's one of the greatest things about rugby, is how much it can bring people together and sort of, you know, overcome any obstacles that stand in people's way, I guess. So yeah, that's one thing I love about rugby. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get through as many questions as I can. I'll do 2 or 3 more, and then I'll say goodbye then. What was my favourite thing about acting? My favourite thing about acting, I don't know, I guess all actors must be a little bit crazy, because to pretend to be other people for a living is a bit weird, don't you think? So, nah, I don't know. My favourite thing about acting is, well, I guess over the last few years, you know, I used to be petrified of horses. And a few years ago, I got a job with another TV station in America, and it required me to ride a horse. And I knew I was coming up to like the final couple of meetings, auditions for the part. I was getting close. And they were like, "Can you ride?" I was like, "Yep." I was petrified of horses. Like, I like to look at them, beautiful animals, but I was very, very petrified of the thought of being on a horse. So I lied and I was like, "Yes, I've been riding since I was 11 years old." And then they were like, "Yeah, okay," I got the part. Then they sent me on a crash course on riding horses, and then obviously back in Outlander now, riding on that. And it's great. So one of the best things about being an actor is learning new skills, you know, and just goes to show some of the actors at the highest points of their career, you know, some of the things they get to learn, like by the end of their lives, they must be like, you know, amazing at so many different skills, because they've played so many parts and had to research and practice different things for those parts. So I hope one day I can turn my hand to anything because of the wonderful career I've had as an actor. Oh, I'm driving myself mad. But you're all great though. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to my Instagram live. Let's have a look. Are you a liquor or a beer drinker? Well, the generation I come from, I drink to get drunk. It's quite sad, really. It's one of those sort of, you know, whoa, we're going out, woo, spring break. We drink to get drunk. But in my more mature years, over the last couple of years, I have sort of started drinking whiskey a lot more. And as you can tell there, last Saturday night was a big night. So, yeah, I do like whiskey. I've got a good stash coming along now. But I do, you know, if I just want a couple of drinks, I will just have a couple of beers, you know, a couple of bottles, and that'll do me then. So yeah, that's what I drink. A couple of beers and a pizza with pineapple on. Oh yeah, let's talk about the bake-off. So obviously I said when we started License Nation started baking, I thought it'd be cool to challenge people in the cast to do a bake-off, because I heard so much guff on, I don't even know if I've used that word, on set about, oh, I can bake and I can bake, and I was like, you know what, let's put these actors to the test, see if they can bake. And do you know what, I was pleasantly surprised, because every cake was incredible, and I was lucky. I managed to get a load of ingredients just before the lockdown came from my last grocery shop. So I was there, but like, I know people like Kat and Sam and Tim didn't really have anything in the house. So so what they made with their ingredients of what they had laying around the house, I thought was quite incredible, if I'm honest with you. So, but no, I think the best one, I quite like Paul Donnelly's with his stay-at-home heart Victoria sponge. I think it was a Victoria sponge. That was good. And Caitlin O'Ryan's cake was very, very pretty. I wanted a bite. I wanted to shove my face in that cake, to be honest with you. But yeah, but all cakes were wonderful. If we were all on a baking show, we would have all have won. Marvel or DC? Marvel. Absolutely Marvel all the way. Let's have a look. Right then. Were you sad that the Six Nations was cut short, and do you think Wales would have done well? Well, we only had one game cut short. Obviously, anyone who doesn't know what the Six Nations is, it's a tournament where international rugby teams from Italy, Ireland, Scotland, pandemic and outbreak, it cut a lot of games short. So I think England, Ireland and Italy had their last two games cut short. We were all ready to go ahead with ours. It was Wales v Scotland. coronavirus hadn't quite breached the UK yet, and obviously it was an internal travelling situation for Scotland to come to Cardiff. And they said the night before, on the Friday night, that the game was on. It was still going ahead. Scotland team had come down. They were in Cardiff. Yes, it was great. I was fortunate enough that I was going to be in a hospitality box, which is very rare in the Millennium or the Principality Stadium. I was taking my fiance, my best friend, and his wife, and we were all very much looking forward. And then the morning of it got cancelled. We were absolutely gutted. We were so upset. So in good rugby fashion, we decided to go out anyway. Obviously, this was before the lockdown. Everything was still open at this point. And we went out and we had a good old drink and drank with Scottish fans who had already made the trip down, and had a good old day. And then I came home and had pineapple on my pizza. So yeah, right, I will answer one more question before I go. Let's have a look. Oh, it's got to be a good one, isn't it? Let's go. Some questions I can't answer. Let's go. Keep going. I want to make it an Outlander question. That's why I'm scrolling, guys. Last one. Right, there we are. I'll make this one. Who makes me laugh the most on set? I'm gonna have to go with everybody. Again, is very, very funny. Everybody is so funny. Cast, crew. There's always such a light-hearted feeling on set. Especially when we're doing the big scenes where there's a lot of main cast in the scenes. But who would I say? Tim Downey is probably one of the funniest people I've met. And Katrina. Yeah, I would say Tim and Kat make me laugh the most on set. Kat has such a wicked sense of humour. She's brilliant and she's so witty and sharp. But she's Irish, so that's where she gets that from. And Tim is just so funny. His voices, his comments, his jokes, and he's one of the most intelligent men. Katrina is also one of the most intelligent people that I've ever met, but Tim is also one of the most intelligent people I've ever met, because I'm far from an intellectual. But yeah, Kat and Tim most definitely make me chuckle quite a lot on set. So yeah. So that's it. I've done an hour for you. I don't know how long. I don't know if that's too long. I don't know if that's too short. What the other cast members do, but I've given you a full hour there. It's 21:58 or 4:58 or 1:58 or wherever you're watching from. So thank you very much for joining me on my Instagram live on Outlander. I hope it passed the hour in isolation quickly, and I hope you understood everything I said, because I can get carried away. So yeah, I hope you're all enjoying season 5. It was absolutely amazing to be able to make it for you, and hopefully when all this is over and the world gets back to a little bit of normality, we can crack on with the next season. So yeah, it's been fun. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay at home, look after each other, be kind to each other, and we'll speak to you all again soon. So yeah, Wales, Outlander, love. Bye. Bye.